So, what makes the Philippines a good place to retire? Um, Again, this is my opinion. This is my experience here. Opinions will vary, apparently. Um, so, when I was researching it, there were several factors that made me choose the Philippines. A couple are pretty obvious. Um, the obvious ones are cost of living. Where I'm from in the U.S., cost of living is insane. When I came here and I still had a house and property and everything, um, my monthly expenses, including what was going on here, was about 6,000 US dollars a month. After I sold my house and property and got rid of most of my bills, I am now down to about 2,500, somewhere in there, $3,000. And once March comes, April, when I finally get rid of all the U.S. bills, my expenses here will be $800 a month, and that's just rent, utilities, food, things like that. That was a key factor. What also was a key factor was English speaking. Uh, the Philippines is kind of an out of place type of country when it comes to English in Southeast Asia. All the contracts here, including apartment leases, are all done in English. They're all written in English. Most signs here are written in English. Most people here speak English. Just about all of them understand it. So it makes communicating a lot easier. Me being from the Northeast, weather was a factor. I can deal with the typhoons. The typhoons here are different than the hurricanes in the U.S. The typhoons here generally don't spawn tornadoes all over the place. They can on occasion, but it's extremely rare. Don't mind the dirt bike. The weather here, for the most part, yes, it's humid. I can get used to that. Um, it doesn't get over 95, 96 degrees here. Very rarely, where I'm at least, it very rarely gets over 95 degrees. Another thing, no snow. I had my fill of snow. No snow. Um, Another big factor here is the fresh food. The States, everything is manufactured. Where here it's fresh. Fresh right off the farm. We can go to the market right down the road here, and everything was picked that day, this morning. Fish were pulled out of the water 4:30 a.m. I won't eat the meats down there because there's no refrigeration, but they have stores for that where they're refrigerated. Another plus with me is the pace of life here. Um, Compared to where I lived in the U.S., very slow, and I like that. Nobody's in a hurry. Everybody's just kind of doing their thing. Um, they definitely go on Philippine time here, which means if something starts at 7, if they say 7, it's not going to start till 7:30, 8 o'clock. This place, once I figured out what I needed to, and once I saw people living here online and I saw what it looked like and the scenery and the prices and the food, you know, even the medical. People will complain about the medical. The medical is not bad here. That hospital I stayed at was cleaner than any U.S. hospital that I was ever in. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. I was seen immediately in the ER. I was put in a room a couple hours later. No big deal. Dentist. I had some dental work. I had a crown fall off here. And in the US, the root canal and crown cost me like $2,000. He had to reform the titanium post in my mouth and put on a new crown, and that cost me less than $200 to get done. A cleaning here is about $20, $15, somewhere around in there. So the prices here are not bad. I've heard people talk, I was watching some guy on YouTube. He was comparing the Dominican Republic, Brazil, Thailand, Cambodia, and the Philippines. And what stood out to him was English in the Philippines, and that stood out to me too. People say, the Cambodia is better than the Philippines, maybe in some aspects. But I'll tell you what, not a lot of them speak English. Same thing in Thailand, same thing in Dominican Republic. Here, 90 to 95% speak it, almost 100% understand it. So it makes it a lot easier. When you get a contract in